This is the third batch of supplementary demands. There are altogether 75 demands and 3 grants in this. As discussed, the total supplementary demands is roughly 11,34,000 crores. Out of this, 14,000 crores are the actual outgo of the government. The rest, 11, this is known as the actual supplementary demands. There is also something known as technical supplementary demand for grants, that is 11,20,000 crores, where the change in allocations is made by savings or extra income in the department itself. And thirdly, there is a token supplementary demand for grants where 1 lakh is allotted to every department. So they would take that this year's total budget is 21 lakh crores. So if 14,000 crores is the extra outgo in the form of supplementary demands, one cannot really quarrel with that. So basically we do not oppose the supplementary demand of grants. Having said that, let me make a few points about the economy since I have the opportunity. The treasury benches are gloating over their victory in UP. They deserve all thanks. Whatever they did, social engineering, polarization, but they won. और चुनाव में जो जीता वही सिकंदर, तो आप लोग का भी सिकंदर है, आपको तो ताज भी है सर में. लेकिन I do not think that this victory proves that demonetization has been a good step. Well, whatever maybe Mr. Modi is a good communicator, good salesman, he has sold demonetization as a thing between rich and the poor, but demonetization has hobbled our economy permanently. And if actual figures are placed, then you will see that the rate of growth, rate of GDP has suffered. India has a peculiar matter in which statistics of GDP growth given by the government does not seem to be genuine. Till today, of course, March is not complete. We do not know the figures of GDP growth for the year 2016-17. But my impression, and it has been the impression of all economists, is that it should fall to at least 6.5%, if not lower. So economy is not as hunky-dory. Small industries and units have been crushed, and millions of artisans and workers have suffered. In Bengal, we know 81 lakh people have been hit by demonetization. Who they vote for is not important. But the fact is that the economy has suffered. The Kharif crop was before this. So Kharif production has increased, agriculture production has risen by 4%. But in Rabi, after the Rabi crop comes out, we shall know how much we have suffered due to demonetization. This matter needs to be talked into, but in West Bengal budget, our Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee has allocated special funds for people who are affected by demonetization. She has also allocated rupees 100 crores for the farmers hit by demonetization. Unfortunately, in supplementary demand, there is no scope for compensating any of the people, farmers or artisans, who have been affected by demonetization. The other thing we have to remember that farmer suicide continues to be a big problem in the country. And this will be more. As you know, sir, Tamil Nadu is reeling under drought. Andhra has a drought, and Karnataka is having a drought for 6 years in succession. Kerala is also facing, Kerala, which is a green belt, is also facing. Now, Thanjavur is dry. If Thanjavur is dry, what is the name of that fertile belt in Kerala? Huh? full area is fertile. Coconut is very affected. Now, where has the government granted any extra money for those hit by drought? And this year, I am anticipating that there will be more farmer suicides. The government has said that they will double the income of farmers in 5 years. At this rate, at the rate we are going, at the rate farmers are committing suicide, I do not think the government will improve. And if you notice, sir, that in 5 years, agriculture contribution to GDP is falling. Whereas large number of people, almost 70% people are dependent on agriculture. Agriculture's contribution to GDP has fallen to 25%, it may fall even more. This agrarian distress has not been covered by the government, that's what I want to say. Sir, the earlier budget, on which I discussed earlier, has been a series of gimmicks and slogans. You remove the budget date to 1st February, you incorporate the rail budget into the general budget. How does it help the economy? These are all technical, just showpieces. Where is the economy? Where has the economy got the muscle? I may quote some figures about the situation, the rate of growth. If we say gross value added, in manufacturing 2015-16, growth was 9.3%. 16-17 it's fallen to 7.4%. In construction it was 3.9%. It has fallen to 2.9%. In trade, hotel, transport and construction and service related to broadcasting, it was 9%. It has fallen to 6%. In financial, insurance, real estate and professional services, it was 10.3%, it has fallen to 9%. So all is not well in the state of Denmark, as Hamlet used to say. You're saying that we have won.
He didn't say that.
We are
in Hamlet, another character.
in Hamlet, as it was said, that all is not well in the state of Denmark. I am saying something is rotten in the state of the economy. And we are not doing enough to correct that. Sometimes I feel that people, when throughout the world, economists, when they see statistics coming from China, they say it's not believable. The way this government is giving statistics, soon we will have the Chinese reputation of giving out statistics which is not reliable. This is a very important thing. Sir, I would have understood they could have taken as much money as they wanted if they only introduced universal basic income, which was idea proposed in the economic survey. They have not given universal basic income. They have given token increase to NREGA, but the condition of the rural masses in India still remain very bad. And here the industry minister is there. I have already mentioned how rate of growth has fallen. May I mention, where is the investment? You have given slogans like Make in India, Stand Up, Start Up, Swachh Bharat, etc. Where is the actual investment in the industry? Mr. Kirit Somaiya was reading from PricewaterhouseCoopers report. I want the actual figures that are never available from this government of investment in industrial investment in 2016-17. About what incentive the government is giving, I'll discuss tomorrow when we discuss the finance bill. But the fact is industrial investment is not rising. So we have only slogans. Make in India, Stand Up, Start Up, Swachh Bharat. And lastly, two things I just want to mention. One is that black money is not being recovered. Till today we do not know how much black money was recovered due to demonetization. We do not even know how much money was deposited in the banks between November 8th and December 31st. We do not know. We are in the dark. We do not know how much black money was recovered. We do not know how much black money has brought from abroad and whether people will have 15 lakh rupees in their bank accounts. This remains a dark spot in our economy, if I may say. Lastly, I want to say that naturally this is supplementary demands, as I mentioned, so not much mention is made about the banking sector. The banking sector is rotting. It was a few months back we discussed in the Finance Standing Committee, 8 lakh crores of non-performing assets are there. Some people say that demonetization was done for two reasons. One is to take out the money of different political parties in Uttar Pradesh, and the other, and so only BJP would be left with money, and the other, they say, is to fill up the coffers of the banks so that they are short of money for giving to big industrialists, so demonetization money will be deposited, banks will have no dearth of capital. I do not know which is true. Sir, so as I have said earlier, that nobody opposes supplementary demands for grants. These are money already spent.
Right.
So I support the supplementary demands, but I do sound a word of caution again to the government that all is not well in the economy of India. Thank you.